Y'all can take your seat. I think it's better now. See, back in the day, our old mother would still shout out, "Hallelujah!" Because before she took her seat, she remembered. Hallelujah. God is. You can finish that phrase however you want it, but God is. We don't get to dance because they still ain't remember. It's all right, ain't it? I'm gonna pray. Lord, search my heart. I'm gonna pray. Lord, search my heart. Only you, hallelujah. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Everybody feel better now. Look. Turn it up again. Yes, Lord. I come to do one task, and that's to give you the word. And I won't be long. I gave my seat up. She didn't give me up. She had the opportunity to turn up for me, give me an introduction. I'm just messing with y'all. It's all good. I'll fuss at her later. But she had that opportunity and gave her my seat. Look at your man. Y'all can sit down. Amen. Real quick word here. First, I want to thank God for being who He is. And I want to thank the pastor for allowing me, honor the First Lady, everyone that's here in the house. We give you honor. Unto Crystal, my wife, as well. Real quick message. We're going to look at Acts 28. 7 verses, the first 7 verses. Acts 28, verse 1 through 7. Won't be long, I won't be long. We done had an inspirational word, we done felt God's spirit. I'm just gonna give you something to eat on. Amen. Everybody good? Amen. And it reads, one safety, I'm reading from the NIV, okay? So it's going to read a little different. Acts 28, verses 1 through 7. One safely on the shore, we found out that the island was called Malta. The islanders showed us unusual kindness. They built a fire and welcomed us, all because it was raining and cold. Paul gathered a pile of brushwood, and as he put it in the fire, a viper, driven out by the heat, fastened itself on his hand. And when the islanders saw the snake hanging from his hand, they said to each other, "This man must be a murderer. For though he escaped the sea, the God is just has not allowed him to live." But Paul shook the snake off into the fire and suffered no ill effects. The people expected him to swell up or suddenly fall dead, But after waiting a long time and seeing nothing unusual happen to him, they changed their minds and said he was a god. You may be seated. Topic is, I was bitten, but it didn't kill me. You can stand, that's it. I was bitten, but it didn't kill me. Paul was on his way to Rome. He was a prisoner. He had to go see Caesar. Chapter 4, Paul was shipwrecked. Fell in, but he didn't drown. But the thing about this chapter before we get here, Paul was also a prisoner on this ship. And Paul was giving information that came from God to the ones who were conducting the trip or the transport, but they wouldn't listen. They refused to listen to Paul. Why? Because Paul was already a prisoner. He's on his way to Caesar. But things began to happen as Paul tried to warn the people of. The boat ended up being shipwrecked, just as Paul said. We were going to be headed for destruction, and it'd be your fault if all these people are lost. But then he come back because the angel of God visited Paul, and Paul said, don't worry about it. The angel of God visited me, and he said, we all going to make it. Just paraphrasing. We all going to make it, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the decision they made. But I do need you to cut that, because they had another little boat they were going to use to try to escape. I need to cut the rope. Because if that happens, then we all going to lose out. So the prisoners were obedient, they cut the rope. The ship was wrecked. But the pieces that was wrecked on the ship helped everyone get to shore. So now we're in chapter 28. Now Paul, the prisoner, along with his prison inmates, they all reached this shore of Malta. And the people, now, this is me being me and using my imagination, I'm sure they knew they were some prisoners. You know, they shipwrecked. Where do these folks come from? Who are you? Everybody was saying, so I'm sure the captains gave up the information, yo, these some prisoners. But the catch was this. When they met Paul and the prisoners, they gave them unusual kindness. See, some of us ain't used to kindness, so this was an unusual type of kindness. Knowing that I'm a prisoner, I don't have any chains on me, I can do anything to you guys, but unusually, y'all greeted us with some kindness. Now I'm gonna talk to y'all. Y'all see some strife pull up in your front yard. It's cold and raining. Where your kindness at? Is it we locking our door? We dialing 911? See, that's why it's unusual. Because the character of these people was unusual when you greeted with inmates. So they got some unusual kindness here, and the kindness was, hey y'all, it's raining and cold, come on, let me help you out. So they built the fire. And building the fire, Paul being a preacher, hey, I'm gonna help out. Let me get some wood. Let me help intensify this heat. We got a lot of people to keep warm. And upon him putting this in the fire, a snake jumped out and bit him on the hand. It wasn't just no ordinary guard snake. It wasn't one of them old chicken snakes. It was a viper. Now, when you hear the word viper snake, I won't talk about it. I've been fussing at my parents and everybody, instinct over your imagination or faith. When you hear you got bit by a snake and it was a viper, oh, he finna die. Oh, he gone, that's it. Why? Because instinctively we look at the fact that a viper is a venomous snake with some big fangs and it's vicious. You can't make it 2 minutes, you're gonna die. This is the information. So when we get bit by things in our lives, we begin to go to instinct. Oh, I got an ache in my chest. Instinct, and you think, oh, I might be having a heart attack. Or I get some bad news from the doctor, and since I previously dealt with this terminal illness, instinctively I'm gonna think, well, this could be that very same thing again. I got bit, but it didn't kill me. So Paul got this viper hanging on his hand, and the people watching, that man about to die. Paul could have been just like the man, but he didn't. I shook it off. They didn't say Paul shook it off and he looked at it and he went and tried to put some peroxide on it or something, went to the ER to get some anti-venom, but he continued on. But my question to you is, what happens when you get bit? I didn't come to perform, I want to challenge you to think. Because you're going to be bit by several different things other than a snake. But they had a snake mentality. That's right. The very thing that attacked you had a snake mentality. Its purpose of biting you was to defeat you. Can we call him the enemy? Can we say the enemy worked within people? Okay, so y'all follow me, right? But I got bit, and it didn't kill me. But what happens when you attack, and it attacks your body? You got bit. And the doctor comes with this instinct information. You got 72 hours. Does instinct take over your faith? Y'all quiet. How many of y'all victims of that? You get scared. You forget all about God is. Oh, what God can do. But we talking today about getting bit, but it didn't kill you. See, that's the awesome part about when Paul got bit, it didn't kill him. But the people had a lot to say. So we're dealing with naysayers. It's a conversation amongst your haters. Can we say that, Jerry? I know you had some. I know you had some. But their bite, what they inflicted, it didn't kill you. And even when they thought it caused you to get shipwrecked, you still had enough to get to the... I got bit, but it didn't kill me. I'm not going to perform. I'm trying to give you a life lesson about when you encounter people with venom, venomous ways, venomous acts. They vipers. Why? Because they see something illuminating in your life that ain't in theirs. So I want to deal with this bite, and then I want to deal with you using instinct or your faith. I was looking at this lesson, and then God said to me, tell the people this, stop letting the act determine your outcome. Because you get bit don't mean you gotta stop believing. Because your body under attack doesn't mean God is not gonna fulfill his vision for your life. Stop allowing the act to determine your outcome. If I had to let everything that happened with me going into business determined if I would still be in business today, I would have quit 4 years ago. Because I got bit in the first year. And then I got bit in the third year. But I'm still here. I got bit, but it didn't kill me. I got bit, but it didn't stop me. It even, sometimes I got into instinct and I almost believed what the bite was. Like it's over. But God. When God says, I have a plan for your life, and you will be successful to the other side, a bite from a viper don't stop you. An attack from a person don't stop you. But it is to develop you. But what areas do you develop in? Do I develop in the fact that I need to trust God? Or do I give up because I'm always under attack? And this is the thing that bothers me the most. Because I serve God and I get attacked, it had to be some sin in my life. Every act or every attack, every bite is not a consequence of sin. It's not. But if you read the text, he got bit, he must be a murderer. Cheo going down, he must be sinning. He doing something he ain't got no business. But I got bit. And it didn't kill me. Upside down in the truck. But it didn't kill me. Broke $0. But it didn't stop me. Why? Because the act does not determine my outcome. I told you, I just come to talk to you just a little bit. Because some of us out here right now, you bit. You got bitten and guess what happened? You believed it. You believed it. Oh, that's it. It happened again. So it must be true. My life is only but a bite away from destruction. Paul got bit, but it didn't kill him. Pay attention to what you get bit by. I'm about finished here. Told you I wasn't going to perform, but I did want to give you something. Because I noticed, and I've been a victim of what bites would do. From people, the most. It's a thing that we talk about all the time. It's called church hurt. It ain't church hurt. It's called people hurt. You can say because they go to church. It's people hurt. Because people go to church. But it doesn't mean the church is in the people. So I ain't gonna target the church. It's called people hurt. And a lot of us are being bitten and never recover. You let one venomous bite penetrate and inject your whole future. And then they say hurt people. So now that you got bitten and injected with venom, you're doing the same thing. I'm moving off track, but God told me to say that. Because the reality of it is people that's hurting people. But God is saying, you can get bit and not die. You can have a problem and recover. You can be overwhelmed but overcome. See, I'm an overcomer. I overcame Cheo and became Minister Cheo. See, when you overcome, titles change. Your name changed with your character, Johnny. I remember that word. I used to be Cheo. Bin Laden, all these other names. But now, I've overcame my past. But the thing is, will people overcome your past? They used it on Paul. He must have been a murderer. Every time that you get bit and somebody see it, let me say, some of the church folk, but let me tell you something. I received 2 text messages, and both of them begin with blankety blank, you fake. That was my attack. Thank God it was a text message and not a face-to-face conversation, because I probably would have been Peter. Somebody would have got hit. But these are the bites that come from people that targets your integrity and what you stand for. It's easy for people to talk about us, especially when you get bit. Oh, Cheo ain't no good, I knew it. But if you read on down in the text, after Paul never died, he encountered the people and he began to heal and deliver people that was on that very island. So don't let people stop you from pursuing to the other side, because on the other side could be your healing, could be your breakthrough, could be the very place that you need to reach to overcome. Stop letting the act determine your outcome. Come on, that's it. That's it. I could go to hold the back of my head and tell you I got bit last week, but I didn't fall down. But I didn't do that, because this word is simple but necessary. Because a lot of us are dealing with being bitten. In this instance, it's called, he got bit. In our terms, he got hurt. We're dealing with hurt. We're dealing with failures. We're dealing with frustration. And it's causing barriers. But when you look around, you're still here. So whatever slapped you around didn't kill you. Which means I got new opportunities. Right? I got bit, but it didn't kill me. Stop letting the act of being bitten determine your outcome. So if you want to be great, get past your hurt. You want to pursue your dream, get past your hurt. People gonna always be here. We got a couple of successful businessmen here who can vouch for the fact that people are gonna always be people. No matter who you are, I don't care how great you get. Look at Christ. Nobody greater. And he had him. They hated him so bad they hung him on the cross. So we're not exempt.